Are you asking me?
Welcome, everybody. It is Tom Chenault, and it is Adrian Chenault, and it is the Legacy Leadership Radio Show. And we have got a barnstormer for you today. We're with my little boy, Adrian. How are you, Adrian?
I am good. I'm excited for this conversation and happy to be with you.
You are far, far more in love with John Milton Fogg than literally anybody I know. It is exciting that we've got him on the show today. Sarah Robbins just said it's about time you put some real legends on there. People are coming in from all over the place. Izzy Matos. Do you know Izzy Matos, John?
Tom, forgive me, but the voice on your end is breaking up where I am. My fault, I'm sure. But would you repeat that?
Izzy Matos is a big fan of yours.
He is.
Loves you. Told me to be sure to tell you hello. So we've got him on the phone. Want to talk about John Fogg?
Yeah, I feel like his was one of the books when my first job as a whippersnapper was he would have me duplicate MLM tapes, and while the duplicator was running, he would pay me to by the hour, and he told me I had to read these books he would give me while I was doing it. And he gave me The Greatest Salesman in the World. He gave me Norman Vincent Peale. And I'm pretty sure one of the books that I got as a little young whippersnapper was The Greatest Networker in the World. So John has been part of my life for long, long before I knew him. And I've loved him ever since. And so this is very exciting.
So John, living in Virginia, tell us what you're doing with your life.
I'm just trying to survive having no internet, phone that doesn't work, taking care of 2 dogs. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's called life. That's what we all go through. You've been around for a few years. Are you 70 yet?
77.
Wow.
77 years old. You look great. And so you're living in Virginia. You're helping me write a book. You're living a powerful life with your 4 kids, doing what you love to do when you want to do it, right?
Ideally, yes. But as you said, one of the things you learn in rooms of recovery is to take life on life's terms. And my name is John, and I'm a controlaholic, and sometimes that does not work.
I can feel you on that front.
So, John, you and I embarked on trying to change the world through giving up anything that doesn't unify people. And you're writing a book called Love Like Crazy, Then Love More. I know you're writing it, but what's that doing to your life? What's that doing to your headspace? What's that doing to the way that you're going to live out the rest of the years on the planet?
Oh, it's turning things upside down. That's for sure. I've known, I've helped 24 people write books over the years, Tom. And one of the things I've learned is that no matter what you think in the beginning that the book is about, the book is going to have a life of its own and begin to surprise you this way, that way. And there were a number of things. When I first heard you say, love like crazy, then love more, it was a lightning shot. Pow! I thought that is the title of a best-selling book. And so I got the Love Like Crazy, Then Love More. And in what have we been together? 30 years?
Yep.
Something like that. You have said, I love you. I've lost count of the times you've said that. And when I interviewed Denise for the book, she said, Tom always says, I love you. All right. I knew that was coming. I didn't know that I would be faced with the extent to which I don't love well at all. And in working with you on the book, that one's been in my face. The BLTS. I'd never heard the concept. And so belonging and love and trust and safety. I just started to look at, to what extent do I provide that for the people I'm in relationship with? Started with my kids. Do my kids feel love from me? Yeah, I got that one with them. Uh, do they trust me? Do they feel safe with me? Do I feel safe with them? Then the business of love first. No calculation, no strategy, no, well, if I express this kind of love, then they'll do. None of that, no strings attached. So there have been so many things. Remember to forget. There have been so many discoveries that I've made helping you write your book. I can't imagine what readers are going to do with this thing. I honestly, I think it's too much. I think there is so much in there. It's like a bit of an encyclopedia.
I think that's right on. And I think one of the things that is so encouraging to me hearing about the process of writing this thing is that if there weren't those surprises, if there weren't those things that came unexpectedly to the both of you through this process of writing, then I think that would be the sign that there's not something new that needed to be said. And I think what's happening here is that they say writing is thinking. And so as you put these things down, I think it's causing both of you collectively to rethink them through and to examine some of those things and to think differently about how they all fit together. And that's produced some really exciting things, both for you guys as individuals, but as I've been getting the opportunity to read some of these drafts for me as well. And it really, it's powerful, and it isn't a fairy tale, right?
Great call.
Love's one of those things that is messy. Love is one of those things that has to intersect with the hard parts and the ugly parts of reality, and the things that you got going on for you and the things that the person sitting across from you has going on for them. And if you don't go there, then it's a shadow of what love really is, I think.
Here's what. Go ahead, John.
I think one of the things, and this is, I think every reader is going to be reading a different book. No matter how much Tom explains and expresses the stories that he tells and the points that he makes, I think what if I watch me, and I'm a fussy reader, demanding of what I read. I take it sincerely and seriously, and I'm discovering all these things. I'm guessing, and I'm really sure it's not a guess. I'm certain I'm right. And you know how I love to be right. That different things are going to occur for people in this book. And one of the major ones for me is, what is love? And it can be, I can describe it. Tom does a great job of pointing out this part and that part and this and that. I beg your pardon. And these different perspectives, which have opened me up to look here, look there, ways that I hadn't done that before. Uh, where I am in the process of that inquiry, based on what the book has done, is it's really ineffable to me. I'm a writer. I'm supposed to know words, and words fall short when the subject is love. I know, Adrian, I love to write. I know I love my kids. But what does that mean? It's a pleasure. It's a passion. There's purpose in it. But what else goes on? And I'm of the opinion now, and it is an opinion, and we all have one or two. I think love is the energy of all creation. All that is was created with love.
What John does is comes to hard stops and you don't know he's doing it. So he just stops talking and you're going, wait a minute, we got it. And
Mic drop.
actually learning to listen to John was something that took me a couple of months because of his very speaking skills and his listening skills. He listens so hard that he's not thinking of what he's going to say next. And as a result of that, he's a difficult guy to have a conversation with because he's so deeply engrossed in what's coming out of the other person's mouth. And we actually put another book in the back of this book called Speaking and Listening to teach you how to do that, because it so profoundly impacted the way I now listen to people, starting with John Milton Fogg. This guy is a national resource, and I love him and what he's done. International resource. I misspoke that. I saw you shake your hand. Yeah, international resource. And I will tell you something, everybody. We have a lot to learn. We are in a society right now, in a world where the entire game is splitting people up, being right, arguing, fighting, and all that jazz, and nothing's being accomplished. And then you see the people that are out there locking arms, loving like crazy, then loving more. And you're seeing what's being built instead of destroyed. There's no other way to take it. And obviously, this is a show about building a business, maybe a network marketing business, maybe something else, but it all falls in to the same big bucket called he or she who loves most wins. And everybody that told you you had to slit somebody's throat or stand on their head to get air for yourself is one thing and one thing only, and that is wrong. And I am telling you, I want to change the world with John Milton Fogg, with Adrian. John just said he's 77 years old, or 78, which one?
77.
77, and I'm 74. So, I don't know how much time we both have, but this kid's got a long time. And I want to leave a better world for him, for his family, for his kids, for his kids' kids than we left it. And I believe, I swear to God, this is true, that this is the way we do it. Right, John?
We've talked about this book as a core element of your legacy. And I don't mean to get in your face. Yes, I do. I think you putting this out there, you're putting yourself in a leadership position to teach and show the world that love is what's missing and what's needed. And you're at the front of this army, buddy. You're waving the sword or the flag or however that's best described. I think this is your responsibility, Thomas.
One of the things that just happened to me, and Adrian and John both know this, I have been rocked to my foundation over the last 30 days with the loss of my good friend J.W. Wilson, who wrote a 700-page book on the brain called Cracking the Learning Code. And he didn't stick around long enough to plant the seeds of leadership for his book. And I'm going to make a mission of helping that get out to the world. But I will tell you, having finally been around this writing a book business and all the stuff that goes along with it, there's a lot of responsibility beyond getting the book published about getting it out to the right people in the world if it's a message that needs to be heard. And I'm proud of the fact that I am the tip of the spear, but I also know that it's got very little to do with me. It's people like you and people like Adrian and Michelle and all of these people watching that are going to help me. They're going to change the world, and we can't do it alone. And we have to do it with love and compassion. That's what I'm positive of.
Yeah, and somebody's got to have the ovaries to jump into that pond. It really is hold your nose and jump, because as you expressed not long ago in the beginning of this program, we are not dealing with a world where everybody's falling over each other with love. That's for damn sure.
Yeah.
And the subtitle of the book, Love Like Crazy, Then Love More. And boy, there's a huge hint right there. Then love more. That's where the action is. It's going to take, it's taking me. How do I love like crazy? How do I do that? But the then love more, you know my love for mowing my lawn, Tom,
Yep.
and you think I'm crazy, and so does the rest of the world. I was out today, and I always give myself an amount of time and a section of lawn I'm going to complete. And I always do more. I always do more than I agreed with myself I would do. And it hit me today. That's love more.
Yeah.
That's where this rubber meets this road and makes skid marks like a dragster. Is yes, get your love going first. Give as much love as you can. But baby, where the real breakthrough is going to come is when you reach for more. When you go that extra step, that extra mile.
There you go.
And I don't suspect that that's an easy um, proposition for people, but I sure know its importance.
Well, and I think that's maybe that, you think about the proverbial going the extra mile, right?
Yes, of
where
course.
where is it where, and maybe this is a question for you, Dad, where what is it about that moment when you choose to extend love beyond maybe what even someone would expect of you, however much they expect of you, and why are those the moments where something special happens, whether it's in that relationship or whether it's just inside of you?
I think love lives in unconditional love. I think it's right on the other side of what you want to do. That's, the Bible, maybe the Bible talks about, does it say anything about love? Is that the one that says love?
That's the extra mile.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
So I turned as red as a beet. Adrian's a big Bible guy. I will tell you that the people that I don't want to love are the ones that I need to love the most.
Yes, absolutely.
The people that are hardest to love are the ones that I have to love the most. You've got Michael Weininger on here. You've got Izzy Matos on here. Those guys are huge John Milton Fogg fans. And those guys are the easy ones to play to in the crowd. It's the ones that don't like you so well, that probably don't like themselves so well, that need the love the most. And that's what my wheelhouse today is trying to figure out just what's going on with them, such that they don't like me or they don't like themselves, and what I can do to serve them, because nobody Nobody on this planet deserves to be miserable, and I'm going to fight that and help them as much as they will let me. And that's kind of like a mission of mine.
Yeah. I was thinking about this book the other day. One of my favorite books I've read in the last few years is a book called The Anatomy of Peace.
Oh,
and you gave it to me through a dear mutual friend of ours, Doug Coe, and that's who it came from, wasn't it? And
yep.
The premise of the book, it's one of these books that's something of an allegory, but the premise of the book is parents going to pick their children up or drop their children off, I can't remember, at a rehab sort of facility, camp, whatever you're going to call it, and a whole bunch of really broken relationship and love that exists underneath that, but love that in so many different ways has been lived out in really imperfect ways and really destructive ways. And so much of what that book is about is that in those moments where it's the hardest to love someone or love them well, that if you can find it in that moment, that's where everything changes. And that there's that it isn't just this sort of airy fairy, you just got to find it inside of you kind of thing. Like there's actually there's a recipe for how to do that and what it looks like to do that. And I think that fits into some of what this book is about is like, great, that sounds good, but like, what does that actually mean in practice? That's what comes into Love Like Crazy and what it's about.
One of the strengths of the book, Adrian, is that your father has and I know you have been involved with him directly with this, but that he has systematized steps that we can take to experience and express that love. And it's not funny business. And I think that people reject, well, you do this, you do that, like remember the contact mapping business of, you have a conversation with someone and you write down their birthday, their children's names, their values, what wakes them up at 2:30 in the morning, and you have it seems like it's kind of cheating to put that into a system. But what it does is it gives us opportunities that we'd probably forget, but we wouldn't remember. And it gives us opportunities to get back to center, to get back to, this is an expression of love. Remembering it is an expression of love. Listening is an expression of love. And love is healing. Love is creative. I mean, I said earlier, I love to write. I love to write. I love it. And that, how can I get that energy, that creative energy? And I know it's crazy idealism, and it's stupid to even say it. How can I get that into everything? Could I possibly live that way? And there's a thing in the book about, if you want to jump over the fence, I think this is something that one of Tom's early
Oh,
Something happened.
maybe you'll make it and maybe you won't. But if you shoot for the moon and you fall short, you're going to clear the treetops. And I think Love Like Crazy, Then Love More is that kind of proposition. It's shooting for the moon. And if you don't make it, you're still going to be so much happier and healthier and so much more of a resource for other people, so much more of a touchstone, a motivating factor, all that good stuff.
Yeah.
So what just happened? So all of you people that are watching this thing, thinking this is some sort of spiritual deal, it probably is. Some sort of emotional deal, it probably is. But what the book's going to do is give you the mechanical part too. So somebody just popped up talking about how much he loves Fogg. I haven't talked to this guy in a long, long time. I'm going, who the heck is he? And his name's Michael Weiniger, and I haven't talked to him since he was at some place called Ascente Organics, and he had these energy pops, and he played in the band Cheap Trick, and his brother worked at the FTC. Now, you've got two things there. One, I have a heck of a memory, or two, the minute he told me that several years ago, I jotted it down and I just popped his name into my phone and it popped up and I look like a rocket scientist. We're going to teach you all of that. And that's the most important thing here, because what Michael Weiniger loves most about Tom Chenault is what Tom Chenault remembers about Michael Weiniger. I promise you, what Tom Chenault loves most about John Milton Fogg, it all goes that way. I promise you, people love to be remembered powerfully, and they love to be reminded that you remember. And that's what's so cool. And John and I have had a blast with this, just hammering it out and trying to put it into a piece of paper so it doesn't look like a parlor trick, because it's not. It's not manipulation. Denise Towner Chenault just popped on. She's related to me. She just popped on the screen. Something or another that reminded me of what she said. Your full attention, where you actually are heard, and all of a sudden what you said mattered, and they come back and remind you what you said mattered 5 years later. They cannot believe it. And it's just something that we're going to help you do to become a better person, to become a better business person, to become a better spouse, a better father, a better son. All of it we can teach you to do inside of integrity. And that's what the goal is no more parlor tricks, no more manipulation, no more sales from the back of the room. When we started doing this thing, I told John that I did not want to be pitchy here. I wanted to be so authentic, so real, that people know that what we've got, they can do for free. There is nothing that we do that you can't do for free, because it's mechanical, it's emotional, it's spiritual, and it's relational. Right, John?
Yes, sir. There's a story you tell in the book. This is relative to contact mapping, and you were very adamant with me that you did not want a sales pitch. So how could we speak about contact mapping and how it works and why it's a systematic approach to loving people? And we went back and discovered and told a story about a guy named Chester Whitman about 100 and some years ago, who had a 3x5 card box, and he had all of his prospects' names on them and their birth date and the husband or the wife and the kids. But what was most important was he had the details of their lives, the things that were most important to them. And he did this with a 3x5 card box, and it had dividers 1 through 31. And every morning, like if today was, what's today, the 19th, behind the 19th, he would pull out those cards and he would take a look at them, and he would contact his people, whether it was a phone or knocking on the door, and he would have what he needed to know to remember them, to let them know that they were known. And it's a system that's 150 years old. And so in the book we tell people, look, you can get contact mapping, it's really affordable, and you can do it if you go to Amazon or you go to Staples, get yourself a card file box and a bunch of cards, and it's going to cost you $9. So knock yourself out.
Or
I
an old
mean,
Rolodex. You can do it without us. We don't care. Just do it, please. Right, John?
exactly.
So the grandfather of network marketing, probably older than you, is Richard Brook. I just saw he's on here. And he's one of the thought leaders. You and Richard have had a major impact on my life. Richard's doing a big event on October 2nd, 3rd, and 4th down in Dallas, Texas. A big mastermind, 250 people, charging very, very little money for it. And please register for that thing. And however you register, at the back of it, put /pay Tom. No, I'm kidding. That's not a link. There's no link. There's no money for me to be made. I'm doing this because I love him. And I think he's doing a hell of a job out there in the world of teaching people to love like crazy, then love more in his own way. Wouldn't you? I mean, he's the godfather to your daughter, for God's sake.
Yeah, Richard was one of the first. Well, all right. I swore I wasn't going to do network marketing stories. When we started to create Upline, which before it was Upline was called MLM Success, I started to go around and ask network marketers, who do you know? Who's a big deal? Blah, 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 blah. I talked to a lady who was up in New Hampshire, Linda Reese Young. It's going to rattle Richard's memory. And Linda said, you've got to talk to Richard Brooke. And I had been shot down. She said, he's the CEO and the president of our company. I tried to get through to half a dozen presidents and CEOs. I couldn't get past their dragons. None of them had any time for me whatsoever. Brooke spent 45 minutes on our first phone call and then about another hour on our second phone call. He was just the most encouraging and helpful and just like a human encyclopedia of what network marketing was, what worked, what didn't work, etc. And that was 1989, 90. Wow. So I've known Richard for that length of time. My knowledge of speaking and listening was at the hands of Richard. Richard contracted with, employed Dr. Carol McCall to teach his leaders in his company, this is early 90s, about listening, how to listen, the empowerment of listening. And that's how I got involved in it, through Richard and his authentic networker. I mean, it's what the man's been about as long as I've known him, which is number one, number two, number three is authenticity.
I love him. How about you?
I don't like him though.
You don't like him, no?
No, I love him. I absolutely do. And I saw your post about your event in Dallas the other day, Richard. That sounds really, really great. So please do share the details in the comments so we can throw them up here on the screen. If you've still got space for people to come and be a part of that, that sounds fantastic. And, you know, I think this is what's so cool is that this is Tom Chenault's book. It's John Fogg's book. But it isn't. There's a connectivity to what's happening here that goes back to John. That goes back to Richard. That goes back. You know, there's so many touch points.
Look at Denise and you. You're all the way through it too. So's Denise.
True story.
Yeah, unbelievable.
I was feeling really left out. You took the bait. Good job.
I know. I will tell you. We didn't write this thing. It wrote itself. It's done. Now it's just putting a pretty dress on this thing. And I will on this beautiful book that John wrote. And that's what we're working on now to get it out. But the goal is to teach every one of you that you don't have to be Richard Brooke. You don't have to be Adrian Chenault. You don't have to be Denise Chenault. You don't have to be John Milton Fogg. You don't have to be Ron Henley. You don't have to be anybody but your best self. Because God made you just the way you are. And trust me, it's more than enough. And if you can get that and understand that the richness of life is understanding what's going on with other people and making a serious contribution to their life every time you meet them, primarily by remembering the last time you were with them, you are going to see miracles happen in every area of your life. Right, John?
Yes, sir.
So beautiful.
It really, really is. So what's the plan, guys? Like, where
We've
are
got
we
a
going?
Facebook page right now called Love Like Crazy, Then Love More. And John is really doing a good job of populating that thing and letting you understand inside of that what the book's going to look like, what it's going to feel like, maybe get some feedback. But the name of the game now is to get it out there with people understanding it's not a network marketing how-to book. It's a life how-to book, and how to go out there and change the dynamic of everybody meeting each other in a coffee shop or anywhere else where there's anything on the agenda is wrong. I mean, have the only agenda that you have is the person across the agenda of the person across the table from you. And we're going to train that. We're going to teach that. We're going to live that. We're going to love that. And what's really, really cool for me inside of that has been the last 3 months of working every day with Milton Fogg and watching he and I become more alike in thought, in soul, in everything every day, because we are feeding off of each other, learning from what we're trying to teach. It's shocking. And I don't know what you call that, except I don't even know what you call it. What would you call it, John? It's crazy.
Well, my first thought was I need to apologize to Denise.
And why is that?
Because you're becoming more like me.
Oh no, that's good. That's a compliment.
She didn't sign on for me. My God.
Well, you know what happened the other day was just as a result of you, John, and I do want to tell you this is 100% true. And Denise will tell you this, is I rarely do this, but I did mow the lawn. So thank you. Yeah,
There you go.
yeah, it's contagious. So yeah, all of us can do this, man. Every one of us can do this. And if we just look inside of ourselves and try to say, you know what, we've got a big, big thing happening to us. Milton Fogg is kicking something out here that's going to give you the handbook and the tool book to go out there and make who you are, who God created, the absolute best version. And you're going to be able to go take that and mobilize it, maybe monetize it. And that's what I want for all of you. Right, John?
Yep. I mean, I know that given your history and all of the women and the men that you've worked with and supported and championed over the years, having Love Like Crazy and Then Love More, the book, get out into the network marketing space, that's fait accompli. I mean, yeah, okay, we got to talk and post and do that stuff. What I'm most interested in is breaking out beyond direct sales and network marketing and getting out into the world at large. And there's a really remarkable um, piece of information in the book about how many people we need to touch, how many people we need to have in relationship centered around Love Like Crazy in order to impact billions, literally with a B, in order to impact billions of people all around the world. We're really looking at we need to reach about 30,000 people.
30,000 people
think,
drives a billion. He's right.
say it again.
30,000 people drive a billion, right?
30,000 people is going to make a billion.
So one thing I just saw Anand from Egypt. Is he in Egypt?
India.
Sorry. He lives somewhere. I'm a good contact. If I would have popped him up in my app, I would have known where he was from. But, you know, he just quoted somebody I've never heard of, but must have been an important person. But it's the same philosophy all the way over in India. I want you guys to understand that this is not, you know, your town, your city, your state, your country. It's the world. And the world needs what we're talking about here. Whether they read the book or not, if they don't read the book and they adapt what we're trying to do, which is unity and love, that's all I care about. I am telling you, I just know I'm sick of arguing. I'm sick of being scared. I'm sick of hate. I'm sick of sarcasm. I'm sick of all that. I just want to unite, smile, laugh, and enjoy my life. Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah, that's it.
All right, Johnny boy. Next week, we've got Laura Evans, who is a phenomenal force to be reckoned with, and the one and only Dr. Dana McGrady on the show. It will be epic also. And John, I love you. I mean, I know you have gone through unbelievable challenges for the last 3 months with internet, with phone, with lawnmower, with computer, with dogs, everything going on in your life.
With collaborator.
And yeah, I have a couple. He will tell you all that I do have a couple of personality quirks that aren't so fun. But at the end of the day, it works out. John, I love you.
Thank you.
You have a great day. Everybody, take us out of here, Adrian.
All righty. Thanks, everybody. We'll see you all next week. John, great job today. We'll see you all next week on the Legacy Leadership Show. Bye-bye.